This is lore-accurate Finn at the beginning of Adventure Time. And this is him at the end of the series.
Well, let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there.
So how does a sword-swinging, justice-loving, violent son of a bitch become a voice of reason in a land built on chaos and candy? Come along with me as we uncover the real secret behind maturity. So it's no secret that as we grew older, Finn was growing with us. Through him, we learned that the world isn't as black and white as it seems. Behind every villain lies a pain-filled past. Behind every innocent smile could be a hidden darkness. But knowing these truths isn't the same as living with them. Watching Finn stumble, fall, and grow didn't just teach us lessons, it showed us the difference between awareness and action. So what actually makes someone mature? Well, the same way we stack skills to qualify for a job, we can also stack emotional skills to grow into who we're meant to be. Let's call it emotional skill stacking. And who better guide us than our favorite human? Think of these skills as interlinked chains, each one strengthening the next, leading us to the version of ourselves we've been chasing all along. First is self-awareness.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Finn saw himself as a hero. That identity guided his every move. In the Enchiridion, he saves innocent pixies, only to watch them zap old ladies. Right move, wrong outcome. Then, in the mountain, every act of help caused someone else's pain. But through all the moral chaos, Finn kept showing up as himself. Why? Because he had a strong sense of purpose from a young age. He just needed experience to shape it. That's the essence of self-awareness. It's not just knowing what you believe, it's noticing when and why your beliefs are tested, and still choosing to act in alignment with your purpose. But what if you don't know what your purpose is yet? How do you navigate life without a clear direction? Well, I actually watched and analyzed 100 videos on how to find your purpose, so you don't have to. So if you're feeling stuck or unsure, that video might be a good place to start. So let's move on. Because knowing yourself is one thing, but what exactly do you do when your values are challenged? Number 2 is self-management. The next question becomes, how do you handle life when it doesn't go your way? That's where self-management comes in. It's about regulating your emotions, adjusting your behavior, and responding, not reacting, to problems. Finn had some level of management down in past episodes, but everything he'd been doing culminated in one of the most symbolically rich episodes in the entire series. Enter the Hall of Egress. It starts like a classic adventure, a mysterious, magical dungeon, a puzzle to solve. But the deeper Finn goes, the more he realizes something is off. Every time he escapes the hall, he ends up right back where he started. No matter how clever he is, no matter how many strategies he tries, he's stuck in a loop of false progress. It's here where he realizes something. He can't move forward by thinking like his old self. It's only when he lets go of control, when he accepts the unknown and stops trying to brute force his way through, that he escapes. That's self-management in action. Not just staying calm, but evolving past your first impulse. But maturity isn't just about learning how to handle yourself, it's also about how you understand others. Number 3 is social awareness. Remember Holly Jolly Secrets? That was my favorite episode growing up as a kid in the 2010s. Because before that episode, I absolutely hated the Ice King. To me, the dude was a 2D creep. The only redeemable aspect of him was he wasn't a pedophile. But then we saw the tapes. We saw the loneliness, the confusion, the tragic downfall of a once innocent man. We saw Simon. And Finn? Well, he stopped calling him Ice King because he no longer saw a monster, he saw a person. Understanding the people around us, beyond their labels, is a huge step towards maturity. And now that we understand others, how do we connect with them? That's what relationship skills are for. Now, we aren't perfect, especially when it comes to our relationships with others.
And Finn did some really fucked up stuff too.
i.e. taking advantage of his girlfriend to make her fight an old guy who he knows is suffering from dementia, all because he saw it in a dream and got turned on by an owl? Now, I don't exactly remember what happened. Basically, he fucked up big time. So what did he do? Well, he apologized, but at the time, he didn't even know why it was wrong. However, later in the series, he reflects, he grows, and eventually he apologizes for real this time. Not just to be forgiven, but because he knew what he did was wrong. That's what maturity looks like in relationships. It's not perfection. It's learning, owning up to your shit, and doing better. And all of this leads to the final skill, the one that defines the end of the story. Number 5. Responsible decision making. Finn is told to go to war. Now, Gumbald, one of Princess Bubblegum's earlier creations in a strange family, is ready to take back what he believes is his, by force. And PB, well, she's ready to finish things once for all. Old Finn would have drawn his sword without hesitation. But this Finn, well, he's already seen where that path leads, because he's already been in a war with Fern. Now, Fern wasn't just a copy, he was Finn. Born from another version of him, his cursed grass sword, and all his unresolved emotions. He had Finn's memories, but none of the recent growth. No guidance, no reflection, no Hall of Egress. He believed that he was the real Finn, and when no one saw him that way, he spiraled. From heroism to confusion to rage. At first, Finn saw Fern as a threat, but over time he realized Fern wasn't evil, he was hurting. He was Finn's shadow, his pain, guilt, and instinct to fight, all given form. And in their conflict, Finn learned that violence can't fix what understanding never reached. So, when the Candy Kingdom stood on the edge of war, Finn looked at PB and Gumbald, and saw a mirror of himself and Fern. Family divided by pride, connection lost to fear, misunderstanding hardened into hate. This time, Finn makes a different choice, because he now knows peace isn't weakness, it's strength that refuses to repeat the cycle. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is not pick up the sword. So, how did this sword-wielding, justice-obsessed kid become a calm, thoughtful young man? Well, he stacked emotional skills, one by one. Through every heartbreak, battle, betrayal, and lesson, he became the kind of person the world, and the people he loved, actually needed. And maybe that's the real secret behind maturity. Not becoming someone new, but finally becoming someone true. Just like Finn, once a buff Teuton baby who became a man.